Ron McCoy here at the Wild Bunch, where RM Land is located. Adventure awaits you as you head through those doors. And I have headed through those doors along with Blackjack, and I'm here in RM Land where anything can happen, and we are going to consult the magical mutoscope. However, where would you ever find a magical mutoscope? Well, back at the turn of the century, you found them in a place called a penny arcade. But what else would you find in a penny arcade? Oops! Blackjack didn't want to come inside the penny arcade. Nevertheless, a turn of the century, circa 1900 penny arcade, was a popular entertainment venue featuring coin-operated amusement machines, often found on boardwalks or in city centers. For a penny, patrons played mechanical games of skill, viewed peep show movies, had a doctor, mechanical doctor, test their heart rate and physical well-being, used strength testers, or heard musical machines providing affordable fun for all ages. And that's what I provide here in RM Land, affordable fun for all ages. And among the items that I sell that are super fun and very popular are Viewmaster viewers, as well as Viewmaster reels. And we're going to explore the history of these iconic items by heading to a turn of the century arcade and peering into a magical mutoscope. So here we go. I am Ron McCoy, proprietor of RM Land. It's been open since October 12, 2025 in the Wild Bunch, and my goal is to stock items that have something to do with having fun. And it's an eclectic mix of items that include vintage items as well as newer items. Speaking of vintage items, we're going to explore the history, like I said before, of one of the biggest sellers in RM Land, Viewmasters. So, what is the history of Viewmasters? When Harold Graves, president of Sawyer's Photographic Services, went to the Oregon Caves National Monument in 1938, he saw fellow camera buff William Gruber using two cameras strapped together. Gruber explained that he planned to update the stereoscopes common in 19th century drawing rooms by producing three-dimensional color slides and a new handheld viewer. By the next morning, the two had made a deal to produce Viewmaster.
The stereoscope, as it was called before Viewmaster, was fairly common around the turn of the 20th century. This one's from 1904. Viewers would look through two lenses, one for each eye, and view a card that showed two identical images. But through the stereoscope, the images would appear combined, giving the illusion of one large 3D image. People would buy the scenic cards as souvenirs or even as a way to experience a far-off land if they didn't think that they would ever go there in person. This is an example of a Niagara Falls card from around 1900.
They introduced their creation at the 1939 New York World's Fair and then began selling it through specialty photography stores. Following the lead of its predecessor, the first reels presented views of scenic attractions around the country. In 1951, however, Viewmaster acquired its main competitor, film strip production company TrueView, and with it, the stereo licensing rights to all Disney characters. Graves and Gruber hit the jackpot. Viewmaster began offering three-dimensional images of the brand new Disneyland amusement park and stills from Disney movies and television programs.
A lot of you will likely remember these scenes for a Viewmaster. The Historical Society has all of these depicting the different parks within Disneyland. For those of you who don't know what these are for, maybe this will help you remember. The little scene cards that would go into the Viewmaster, and then you would just kind of click through the images, giving you a 3D view of whatever scene you chose.
Once sales exploded, Viewmaster offered slide reels of virtually every major kids show and motion picture. A number of different manufacturers have produced Viewmaster, including Tyco Toys and Fisher-Price. So, Viewmaster got its start in 1939, but how is Viewmaster faring in the year 2026?
Like so many toys, especially these days, the popularity didn't last. Viewmasters could not compete with video games in the 80s and 90s and was sold a number of times in that span. Toy giant Mattel bought it in 1998, but they closed, which made the Viewmaster back in 2001. It's a run of 60 years that was over.
Yes, indeed, I sell Viewmaster reel packets and viewers, but I also sell a whole lot more. New merchandise is coming in every other day at RM Land, so you never know what I'm going to be selling. So come regularly and shop in my booth.